WrestleZone presents Lost in the Midcard. Here are your hosts, Jeremy Bennett and Matt Black. Oh, yeah, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast where we have a little bit of something to talk about. It is Lost in the Midcard. Happy Memorial Day. Hope you guys had a good long weekend. Back to work tomorrow for a lot of us, unfortunately, myself included. Thanks to those who have and are currently serving our country as well on this Memorial Day. We appreciate you. Lots to talk about with two big pay-per-views this weekend by WWE and AEW, and a little bit of breaking news that just dropped about an hour ago as well from Fightful Select, which we'll get into as well. But first, do not forget to subscribe if you have not done so already to WrestleZone on YouTube. That is all one word, WrestleZone, and hit that bell icon so you know every time the channel goes live, we go live. Same bat time, same bat channel. 7:10 Eastern, 6:10 Central, right before Monday Night Raw. Give us a thumbs up on the video, comment on the video, share it out to your friends. Help us get all of the people around the world that love professional wrestling and enjoy wrestling joining us on the show, like people such as Ozzy and Mark Cho and MK that are already in the chat with us. We appreciate y'all here. Like I said, let's get into it. But first, you can find me on the Twitter at JB Huskers. As always, my co-host, he is on the Twitter at Raw F Showtime. It is Mr. Matt Black. Matt, how you doing?
Oh, I wish I could say I was doing great. I woke up this morning feeling a little bit under the weather and just kind of been battling that all day. So I don't feel the best, but I'm going to try to give you guys my best for the next, 50 some odd minutes here before Raw, and then I'm just gonna crash on the couch and watch some more wrestling tonight.
Watch more wrestling. I see a lot of people on the Twitter bitching about how long Double or Nothing was. I'm like, I mean, I'm paying for the product. I'll take all the product I can get if I'm paying for it. I'm a night owl anyway, so I ain't worried about getting tired or anything like that. And but geez, people complaining about people giving you more when you paid for it. Well, maybe they didn't pay for it. Maybe that's why they're bitching.
I was just going to say, I'm assuming that a majority of the people complaining about the length are people who didn't pay for the pay-per-view. They're not watching the pay-per-view, or they're watching the pay-per-view through illegal means. So I think those are that pretty much rounds up most of the people that are complaining about the time. And look, I'm sorry, like when Peacock's like $7 a month for like the minimal tier now. If WWE wants to throw 5 matches on their monthly show, fine. I'm paying $7. Well, if you're dropping down $50 for a show, I want to get bang for your buck, man.
Exactly, and it's
so,
one
like,
of the.
I really don't understand, and especially the beauty of, like, if you get it on Triller, you don't have to watch it all immediately.
No.
Like, okay, I'm tired. I'm gonna get back to it in the morning. It's on demand. You can go back and watch that thing as many times as you want. You could stop it. You can go to bed. You can wake up the next morning and finish what you missed. Like I really don't understand. I would rather get too much than too little when we're talking $50. I would think once these pay-per-views move to Max, and we're all pretty certain that they will sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
Then you cut down on the time of the match. Then you go down to like the 3-hour shows, because when you're getting the pay-per-views through Max and people are paying $10 or $15 a month, that's a big difference than 50.
Yeah.
And at that point, and then if you want to cut the shows down to 3 hours and give 6 or 7 matches per card, then that makes sense. But right now, I'm sorry, for $50, give me everything you got.
Yeah, I've seen people tweet, "I'm done for the night. I can't take these long pay-per-views," and then they tweet 10 minutes later. I'm like, give me a break, guys. Yes, this is a longer show. It's one of the big four. I think even with Max introduced, as they are starting to stream now, they're starting to test the waters with the streaming service before us wrestling cretins bombard the service. I still think the big four are going to be 4 to 4.5 hours long. Now, did we need an hour and a half long kickoff show, buy-in, whatever you want to call it? No, we could probably get away with an hour. They only had 2 matches anyway.
No one's forcing you to watch the buy-in.
No, and that's some people are adding that into it.
No disregard to Thunder Rosa and Deonna Purrazzo.
No.
Like, you didn't need to watch the buy-in.
I watched.
I mean, look, Rosa and Purrazzo was very good. But that 6-man with the Acclaimed and in the Cage of Agony or whatever they're calling themselves now.
Yeah.
You didn't need to see that. You did not need to tune into the buy-in. Like, no one's forcing you that if you bought this pay-per-view that you must tune in to the 30-minute pre-show, because more often than not, if you bought the pay-per-view, you're watching the weekly product and you're all caught up anyway.
Yeah.
And if you really wanted to see one of those matches, you could have just checked them out on Monday.
Yeah.
You could have checked them out the following day. You did not need
free.
Yeah, they're on YouTube forever, for everybody, for free. It's not like anybody's forcing you to watch. I watch the buy-in. It's very, very silly. I literally watched
what, 8 hours of wrestling straight yesterday because I watched King and Queen of the Ring up until I have not seen Cody and Logan Paul. I was gonna do that today, and then I completely forgot that I had not watched that yet. So I got to watch that main event yet. But I watched everything up until that, and then the buy-in started, and so then I watched the buy-in because it's always good to see Renee Paquette and RJ City joined by Jeff Jarrett this time. I thought with them having a dedicated desk and such, I thought it was a well done pre-show. Obviously, a wild show or a wild match on the pre-show that you could actually main event any kind of show, period, between Deonna Purrazzo and Thunder Rosa.
MK, this is exactly what I expect to happen once they move to Max. You take the bottom 2 or 3 matches that people could argue didn't need to be on the show, and you throw them on Collision the night before, and you make it a big 2-night event.
Yep.
That's how I would run it anyway. And like I'm said, JB, I don't understand it. A 4.5 hour show for $50. People are saying it's too long. Yet I guarantee you, a majority of these people sit there 16 weeks out of the year on a Sunday and watch NFL football for 1 p.m. to 11:30.
Goddamn right.
You don't hear them bitching one word about that's too long. That's too much football.
7 hours of commercial-free football.
Yeah, and that's without the Sunday night game. So you throw the Sunday night game on there, you're talking like 10, 11 hours of football.
That's my Sunday.
On every Sunday. Yeah, I do the same. I watch it too. So I don't understand how 4.5 hours of wrestling can be too long.
No,
especially if you're paying for it.
And I honestly think it
baffles my mind.
When they switch to Max, I still think the big four are going to be 4 hours plus. This was a bonus pay-per-view because normally they would have been off the air by 11. I don't know if they designed this. 11 Central. I don't know if they did this by design because there was absolutely, when you got down to the 3 main events, there was absolutely no way they were all going to get done by the top of that hour. And so this had to have been done by design, that Anarchy in the Arena went half an hour over what they normally go to, which is perfectly fine. Again,
I made the joke on Twitter last night during the Swerve and Cage match. I asked Tony Khan if we were getting an overrun.
Right.
Because he always does the tweet about the overrun on Dynamite every week. I was like,
boy,
hey, Tony Khan, are we getting an overrun tonight?
Boy, did we. Before we get to AEW, let's talk about breaking news. This dropped from Fightful about an hour ago. Becky Lynch, of course, set, which I believe is main eventing tonight on Raw, cage match for the world's women's title against Liv Morgan. As of right now, Becky Lynch has not re-signed with the WWE. They have not reached terms to a new contract, though the two sides have been in contact. They have not learned, Fightful has not learned yet if a deal is imminent or not, or agreed upon outside that there has not been a new deal reached. They have also not learned on this being any bearing on tonight's match. So they may want to keep this quiet just to keep the intrigue on your main event for Monday Night Raw tonight, possibly. The end of the month is still at the end of the week. You can announce it anytime before then. I fully expect Becky to re-sign, obviously not win tonight, because Liv's holding that title till Mommy comes back. Matt, are you in the same camp with Becky re-signing?
I think Becky's going to do what I preached every other WWE talent with an expiring deal this year should have done. Let your deal lapse. Go talk to AEW, get your figure, and bring it back to WWE and make your money. That's what they're there for now. That's what I said earlier this year about the reports of Hook exploring free agency.
Yeah.
Exactly what he should do.
Yeah.
Let your contract expire, go to WWE, get the figure, bring it back to AEW, and see if they'll match it or if they'll go above it.
Mhm.
That's what these if you're a top name in the business right now, that's exactly what you should be doing.
Mhm.
There is no reason that you should be signing before your deal's up, so you don't get a chance to hear what the other side says.
Yeah.
So you can't maximize the best possible deal for yourself as humanly possible.
Yeah.
So I think Becky will end up staying with WWE, but I think Becky is going to be the smartest person in the room. She's going to play both sides against each other, and she's going to get the biggest deal any woman in the history of professional wrestling has ever been signed to a deal. And good for her, because she freaking deserves it. And I want to say, Mark Jones says, I think the shows will still be long. They still have fight internationally. That's like saying WWE Network was still around internationally when WWE went to Peacock. Same freaking thing, dude.
Plus, I've been saying since Mania, I figured Becky and Seth would be taking time off. Lo and behold, I was surprised to see Becky come back. That could have been an emergency situation, though, with the state of the women's title, with Rhea getting hurt and things like that. That could have just been an emergency thing. And now she's going on vacation for a bit, leaving us all in limbo with June 1st passing. June 1st, I believe, is Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it's Saturday, this Saturday. I find it hard that she would go elsewhere. Company's treated her well. I think she's an 8-time champion, if I'm not mistaken. They've treated her and Seth well. I doubt that they are going to go elsewhere, but as of June 1st, you can go talking.
Stranger things have happened.
As of June 1st, you can go talk to anybody you want, and that's not going to be any scar on your career. As Matt said, you get the figure, go back to WWE. Regardless, everybody is saying this. I think Sean Ross Sapp has said this himself. I mean, this is going to probably be one of the, if not the biggest women's pro wrestling contracts in history, probably up until Mommy resigns. I think Mommy might eclipse that with her next deal, possibly. But I don't know. But yeah, I mean, obviously, I think Liv's winning tonight just because I've been saying
for sure.
I've been saying this the whole time. Liv's going to be holding that title until Mommy gets back, and there we go. Let's get into the lead. Let's get into last night, that long ass show that everybody's bitching about. That they've been doing long shows for like MK just said, they've been doing it for 5 years. They've been doing shows like this for 5 years. It's just whiny East Coasters. And Matt's an East Coaster, and he's not whining, by the way, people that are bitching about the length of the shows. Matt's on the East Coast.
I've lived on the East Coast all my life, and I am not complaining about the length of these shows.
I've lived in the Midwest basically all my life. So I think I have lived in the Central Time Zone all my life, oddly enough, though. I moved around a lot when I was little, but I've been in Nebraska for the past 40 years. But last night from the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, Nevada, the old staple of Memorial Day weekend, AEW Double or Nothing, was last night. Overall, I thought it was an excellent show. I would say I could give it a solid 8.5, maybe even a 9 out of 10. I thought it was overall a great show from top to bottom. I thought didn't have many complaints, honestly. Not many complaints going in. Outside of Jericho retaining, maybe is about my only complaint. But again, I almost am not surprised. Outside of that, I mean, I really didn't have many complaints. Did you?
Honestly, I thought it was I thought, and I said this last night, and I still stand by it right now. I think it's my favorite pay-per-view AEW's ever done.
Wow.
And I will admittedly say that I missed most of the FTW match because the video package started, and I said the learning tree equals bathroom break, and I utilized that.
Boy, that was a long bathroom break.
And I missed most of the match. But I mean, I don't freaking care. I saw the finish, so it was exactly what I expected. I mean, I didn't expect Brian Keith to be out there, but like to me, I can't think of another AEW pay-per-view top to bottom that I enjoyed more than last night. I thought it was pretty much a perfect pay-per-view. I think it was a pay-per-view AEW needed to have, and I loved it. I loved the show last night. I'm very surprised by the people that were complaining about the show today. I stayed off of social media for a majority of last night. Like I just stay normally when I'm doing what I'm tweeting about wrestling nowadays, I'm kind of, especially during pay-per-views or WWE or AEW, I'm remaining in my notifications. So I'm not looking at other people's opinions in my timeline while I'm watching the show. Like I'll look around afterwards, but I'm not typically not in my timeline watching the show. And I thought it was great. And to see the complaints that I was seeing today, it was just honestly, it was very surprising to me.
Yeah.
I just like, some people are just, they can never not be happy.
That's true. As we mentioned in the pre-show, Deonna Purrazzo defeating Thunder Rosa by cheating, and then the acclaimed 60-year-old daddy ass putting over the young kids. I mean, no, he didn't. He actually pinned one of the Gates of Agony to win.
Why can't Anthony Bowens get pinfalls for this team? As the only member of this trio that I give two shits about. I'm
Yeah.
so tired of Max Caster and Billy Gunn getting all the wins for this group. Like, I can't stand the Acclaimed.
It seems like Bowens has
them as a group.
It seems like Bowens has the most ambition too. He recently came out and said he wants to be a Grand Slam champion, which that means he has to win a couple singles titles to get that.
Just two. That's not too bad.
No.
I can totally see him having a run with the TNT and in the international championship at some point.
Yeah.
That's total. Honestly, that is very, very doable.
We kick off the match. Oh man, always good to kick off a pay-per-view with a Will Ospreay entrance to energize the crowd, and that's what it did. Ospreay, obviously one of the hottest entities in
Billy
AEW.
Ospreay needs to push MK. Billy Gunn does.
Yeah. He's only 60 years old, so. Will Ospreay, Roderick Strong. I mean, if you're no stranger to Roderick Strong and his work, going back to Ring of Honor, and then of course Will Ospreay, our marquee for Wrestler of the Year in 2023, well on his way to maybe going back to back in 2024. You knew you're going to get a good opener, and I think this was a great choice of an opener to have these two go at it. Almost thought it might have been a 5-second match there. Oh, hidden blade right out of nowhere.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Ospreay almost landing on his damn neck out
the
side with the Doomsday Device move.
Luckily,
that scared the hell out of me, man.
When I saw the replay, it looked like he landed on his knees first, so that was the good thing about it. Yeah, that did bring a hush on the crowd though when it happened.
Too many close calls last night. It sounds like only one person actually got hurt, but we'll talk about that when we get there. Hopefully, it's not as bad as I fear.
Yeah, but a damn good match to kick things off there. Great counter of the end of Heartache by Ospreay into the Stormbreaker. That was a damn good reversal by Ospreay. Hits the Stormbreaker going about 18 minutes in the opening match. And new AEW International Champion Will Ospreay. Damn good match to kick things off. I thought this was the best opener just because of the great worker both guys are. and we just could not foresee Will Ospreay losing his first title match in AEW, and we were right, Matt?
Look, you kick off with a hot match and a title change. To me, that's standard fare for putting together a great pay-per-view. If you're gonna have a title change, kick it like WWE did the same thing on Saturday with King and Queen of the Ring. They kicked off with the Becky and Liv match, and they kicked it off with the title change. Damn good match.
Yep.
Title change. It's a tried and true formula to get the crowd amped and ready to go for the rest of the show. You give them a great match, you give them a title change, and you got the crowd hook, line, and sinker for the rest of the event.
Exactly. And oddly enough, right after that, not during, like, there was no interaction with Roddy and the rest of the Undisputed, and Adam Cole comes out. And we're like, okay, what's this? Because the ring is cleared. All the Undisputed guys are gone. Ospreay's gone. And so
this was painfully obvious.
Yeah, so Cole coming out, and we're like, well, the rumors must be true.
Yeah, there was zero other reason for Cole to be coming out there like he did after the first match cleared out. It would have made more sense if he had come down and bitched out
Roddy,
the Undisputed Kingdom, and Wardlow and everybody.
Or Wardlow for fucking up yet again.
And then cut the promo afterwards. He could have done the promo where the Undisputed Kingdom was still standing in the rain, arguing and bickering with each other. I think that would have been a better overall setup. But
yeah, because it was
when his
music
awkward. He came out, no one else was there. I'm like,
yeah,
come on, we know what's about to happen. We know.
I love the vignette of MJF's wardrobe room, basically. That was very cool. The split photo, ripped in half, and then MJF coming out full of fire, very reminiscent, basically because he wore a denim jacket there. Very reminiscent of Triple H's return in 2002 from his quad injury, when he had no idea he was going to get cheered and be a big baby face because everybody missed him. MJF knew he was going to get cheered because he's better than you, and you know it. Great promo, full of piss and vinegar. I loved it, man. And you could tell, I think, all across the landscape of pro wrestling, everybody missed MJF. He'd been gone for almost 6 months. And it was a hell of a moment, regardless if it was telegraphed or not. It was great promo. MJF letting everybody know, all the marks know that he was where he's staying with that tattoo, throwing a little Wolf of Wall Street reference in. And just the promo itself was, I just missed it. There's just nobody in pro wrestling is brash and is good at being brash on the mic as MJF. And Jesus, it was missed. It's much like what we've been talking about with Jericho. He needs to go away for 6 months. He comes back 6 months later. There's going to be a hero's welcome for him. We're going to be singing Fozzy all over again, shit like that. But in MJF's proof, we've missed him for 6 months, and it showed. And it was great to have him back. He's going to be back for good now. And Matt, what were your thoughts on the MJF return?
I love the return. I think the best thing this accomplished is, one, it's clear that Cole's not 100% cleared yet.
He did take a bump, though.
Yes, but he took a bump on the opposite side of his body that's injured.
I know. He still
so to me, what they did is they closed the chapter on all of MJF's open storylines at the end of World's End. He got his revenge on Adam Cole. The Bidding War 2024 is over. So now MJF is a clean slate to do whatever he wants, starting on Dynamite on Wednesday night. And I think that's great. And they can revisit the Cole MJF feud when Cole comes back. Like, I could even see them rematching at All In August if Cole's, good to go by then. But to free him of all of that, to free him of not having to come back and be sucked into feuding with the Undisputed Kingdom right now, when it's not that much of an interesting faction without Adam Cole being around. So the fact that MJF can go in and now and do whatever he wants in plan a new story going forward, I think that was the best thing that his return promo accomplished last night.
Yeah, I took a look around and I have there's nothing out there of what's going to happen on Dynamite that I could find. Obviously,
I think that's awesome. Leave people guessing.
yeah, obviously an MJF promo is probably going to happen and it's going to be great. We're probably going to
Oh
see.
well, we've got the Forbidden Door Casino Gauntlet
Oh, is that Wednesday?
on Wednesday, where the winner will receive AEW World Championship shot at Forbidden Door. That's the only thing
Yeah.
to my knowledge, that's the only thing that's been announced for Wednesday.
Yeah, the AEW Twitter has not posted anything about Wednesday at all yet. So, but it's great to see MJF back. Very well done promo, and we go from there to the Unified Trios title match. Bang Bang Gang against Death Triangle. Shorter match, but still damn good one. And welcome back, Juice Robinson, baby. I said it on Twitter like during the entrance of the Bullet Club Gold. I go, God, I miss Juice still. And a couple people predicted he might come back here tonight. And sure enough, he did. He helped him win. That's going to be, Bullet Club Gold was the good thing was they maintained momentum as a group, I think, while Juice was gone. So now I think they're just going to only get stronger going forward. Don't you think?
Yeah, they needed Juice back. Bullet Club Gold was not the same faction without Juice's antics being involved. So I think Juice being back now is the best thing for that group going forward. And honestly, I hope they freebird those trios titles. I hope sometimes Juice is in the spot, and other times like Jay White is. Like they could move Jay White into competing for a singles title now that Juice is back if they wanted to.
Yeah.
I mean, like they have options now. And yeah, Juice was desperately needed for that factions equation to work properly, and I think they're gonna get I think they're gonna be on the right track now with him being back in the fold.
Can't wait to see that intro or that entrance now with Juice back. Always one of my favorite entrances in pro wrestling, the Bullet Club Gold entrance. Timeless Tony Storm against Serena Deeb for the AEW Women's World Championship. Just as Matt said, Mariah May tried to throw in the towel, but Luther stopped her, and Luther yeeted that towel out into the crowd.
No, Tony yeeted that towel out into the crowd.
Tony yeeted the crowd.
Luther holding it.
And she thought Luther was going to throw in the towel. We got trouble in paradise, but the title's still around the waist of Tony Storm, but poor Luther. So maybe Luther might be the one that outs Mariah to start the feud, possibly, so he could save his own.
I'm wondering if Mariah May is going to be the one to win the Owen Hart now.
Ooh, yeah.
Because a lot of people were calling her and Tony at Wembley. And now the only way that happened, there's only two ways that could happen now. One, Tony drops the title. Or two, Mariah May wins that Owen Hart Cup.
Yeah.
So
it'll be interesting
to see where they go for that.
They almost have to have her win that. You'd think, unless you don't want to do that for the title, but I don't see why you wouldn't want to do that for the title. To be honest, I think that's a title worthy match there. They've been together for so long. I would honestly would not hate that at all.
I agree.
Great feud in the making here. Trent Beretta, Orange Cassidy. However, the wrong guy went over, in my opinion.
Ain't no feud. It's done.
Well, yeah, it is not a feud because Trent can't win the match.
When Cassidy beat him clean back-to-back times, it's done. Feud's done. And I hope Trent's storyline of him leaving last night, I hope he's off TV for a while. Like I don't want to see him back on TV for a bit. Like they need to make people forget about these back-to-back losses because it didn't do any favors for Beretta at all. Like I don't feel like Orange needed to win this match. I felt like this was a match Trent desperately needed to win.
Yeah.
And when he lost again and he lost clean, I was like, that's it. Feud's done. It's dead. Let's move on. And I'm hoping they don't try to continue to drag it on because I'm at the point where Like, I don't care about Trent anymore. And I can't remember who tweeted this last night, but I found it hilarious. They said, I really like Trent, but the fact that like he turned heel to find out that he still sucked is exactly what needed to happen. And I found that to be very funny.
Yeah.
So
Brienne in the chat says, when does the Owen Cup start? Very soon, I think.
I can't tell you when it starts, but I can tell you when it finishes.
Yeah, it
And that's
finishes on July 10th.
Yeah, in Calgary.
Yep.
So I'm assuming the tournament will kick off at some point in June. If I had to guess,
probably 8 to a side, as they have. I think they've been doing eight to a side.
I would assume eight men and 8 women. That makes the most sense. I don't think you need to do 16. But these should be star-studded tournaments.
World title on the line, absolutely.
With the women's world title and the men's AEW World Championship on title shots on the line at your biggest show of the year in All In. These should be star-studded brackets in every single first-round match. We should be able to look at that and go, I don't know who's going to win.
Should be all world champs if you can, or mostly.
Oh, they can't. They're not going to do that.
No,
I don't even think they've had that many former world champions to be able to pull that off. But to me, I think both tournaments need to be star-studded, and I need all. And if it is an 8-person tournament, I think all 4 first-round matches on both sides you should look at and be like, yeah, I don't know who's going to win these matches. And that will bring intrigue to the entire tournament as a whole.
Unfortunately, tournaments don't always go out that way, and sometimes they are way too easy to predict. But hopefully,
I agree with you. But I'm hoping with what's at stake this go around that they change that up.
One more thing: Don Callis on Wednesday is going to present a contract, presumably to Orange Cassidy, I'd assume.
Well, I was assuming it was a swerve and it was going to be for Trent Beretta, but I don't want to see Trent on my television for a while.
Not after a lot.
I don't know what they're doing with this. The one thing Don Callis proved on the pay-per-view on Sunday is if you listen to Don Callis, you lose, and when you don't listen to Don Callis, you win. So why is anybody listening to Don Callis right now? He cost Takeshita his match with Moxley.
He did.
And when Ospreay did not listen to Callis, he won the championship. So I'm just saying, Don Callis, not that smart. Not that good at giving advice.
We already talked about the FTW Championship, though it was a good triple threat match. It was actually a pretty good match between Jericho Hook and Shibata, and we already mentioned that.
I saw Big Bill almost died.
Oh my God!
So,
he landed the table leg.
It looked like
right here. Oh.
Like I said, there were a lot of near disasters last night in terms of injuries, but like I said, as far as we know right now, there was only one serious injury. So
I don't hate Brian Keith being in the learning tree just because that's something for him to be in, and he's in a group with a world champion, former world champion. So I don't hate that at all. That Big Bill and Brian Keith are in something right now. I say bring in another, and then they turn on Jericho eventually, and band together.
Rinse, repeat.
Yeah, that's true. Next up was Moxley Takeshita. Damn good match as we expected. And Matt said, yeah, don't listen to Don Callis, and maybe you'll. But these guys were beating them.
Takeshita would have stayed focused on the match. Yep. Arguably, it was something he could have won.
Well, that's what.
His eyes off the ball. He listened to Callis, and it cost him the match.
That's what cost Gunther at WrestleMania. He was more worried about John and Sammy's wife than paying attention to Sami Zayn.
At least he wasn't listening to a dumbass at ringside telling him what to do.
That's true.
Like that was Gunther's own hubris that cost him that match.
Yeah. Takeshita working on Moxley's arm, which they had damaged the night before at Collision. This is a very good match, I thought. Very, very good match with these two guys. Of course, Moxley, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Takeshita, one of my favorite signings by AEW in some time. I was very happy to see this on the card, and they delivered. Very, very, very good match there. I loved it. Oh boy.
MK, as funny as fantasy booking as this is, it's very hard to do when Heyman's not on TV right now and Bandito's out injured. So, I mean, how is TK expected to put together this fantasy booking faction when the two people that he would need to be paired with aren't on TV right now for completely unrelated reasoning?
Yeah,
you
it's a little tough.
can't do it, man.
We thought Hangman was
Like,
coming back last night, but no.
I did think he was returning during Anarchy in the arena last night. I was surprised he didn't come out.
Barbed wire steel cage match. This was everything that we were hoping for and more. This was damn good.
MK Hangman is not hurt.
No, he's just got some time off right now. This was damn good. Boy, once they busted out that wall to sell and Brody and Buddy came out, then they switched sides. I'm like, oh God, is Matt right? Is Malachi going to WWE?
I still think he's going to WWE. It's just not
Yeah,
immediate.
I thought it was immediate. But no, it was a swerve. They beat up Copeland. But then, lo and behold, we finally get some fanging and banging. Again, to the guy at WWE that thought nobody remembered Gangrel, listen to the pop when he appears. I think we remember Gangrel very, very well. Very good pop. A lot of great impaler DDTs all around to set up a spear. And then a brutal looking STF with barbed wire and blood pouring everywhere, causing Malachi Black to pass out. This match was supposed to be brutal. This was a feud where Copeland basically went through the whole house. And to me, this was everything I was expecting. I thought this was a damn good battle between the two. Then it got some outside extra booking there, which was perfectly fine. And the return of Gangrel. I have no complaints about this match. I thought it was damn good, Matt.
I feel like this was everything that Copeland wanted to do at WrestleMania 39 against Balor, and WWE said no, no, no.
Came out to the
Tony
same
Khan said
song.
yes, yes, yes. So
came out to South of Heaven by Slayer at 39 as well.
The only problem with this is it seems, according to Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer, Adam Copeland hurt himself on that dive last night off the cage.
Yep.
So the severity of the injury right now is unknown. I'm hoping it's not bad. I mean, he wrestled a very long match after that spot.
Yep.
But adrenaline's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, because he landed way vertical on that elbow drop instead of landing horizontal on the table.
What he should have done is he should have just barbed wire his legs, and he should have just done a splash on Malachi's chest.
So I wonder if he jacked up his knee or ankle or something.
Oh, it's definitely it's a foot. It's either a foot, ankle, or a kney injury.
He came off that cage like this, not like this.
Way too straight down.
Yeah,
way too straight down.
Hopefully it's not bad news that we hear from Copeland. We'll let you know once we hear about that.
I'm sure we'll have more information on that before Dynamite. I think we'll probably know the situation before then.
Boy, tell you what, Mercedes Moné did not look like she had missed a step. She was no rust whatsoever. She looked tremendous in that match. Mercedes, I think that might have been one of her best matches ever too. I thought the women's TBS championship there was absolutely phenomenal. Both women did great. What we expected happened after the match and not as a result of the end of the match. And so just looking at the match itself before we talk about the aftermath, I was damn good, I think. What did you think?
And it's the right way to go about it. If you don't have any intentions on Mercedes being aligned with Stokely and Statlander, there's no reason for them to help Mercedes win the match. You know, you let Mercedes win the match on her own, and then they go off, and Willow is now, locked into a storyline with Chris and Stoke, which explains why she's not immediately gunning back for Mercedes. I thought it was a great match. I thought it was a great way to kick off the triple main event of the evening. And yeah, I mean, everybody was like whining about Mercedes not competing and her promos and whatever. Like, when that woman gets in between those ropes and the bell rings, all those complaints pretty much just fade away. Because wrestling is what she's best at, and she's a star, and she's a deserving champion, and I think she's going to have a hell of a run in AEW with that title. And nothing but props to both women. I thought the match was dope.
Just as I was tweeting, well, it looks like Statlander isn't turning. Boom! Like, I was literally typing that out when she clotheslined Willow and turned. And apparently Stokely is aligned with Statlander still, even though Stat knocked Stokely down
That was
in the ring. But that was a setup. Yep, that was a setup. And we then go to the world title match. Swerve and Christian. And this was another one. It was just, you got Edge and Christian and Gangrel now all in the same arena. It's like, God, you want to see these guys together, but at the same time, Christian is doing so damn good as a heel. It's like hard to want to have him get away from that.
They'll get there, and I hope them getting there is not seriously detoured by Copeland's potential injury last night. Like,
yeah,
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Obviously, the patriarchy doing their shenanigans. They get booted out by Paul Turner. First, Paul Turner boots Prince Nana. I jokingly said that Paul Turner was having ROH flashbacks, that Nana was up to no good, because he was literally doing nothing with that title belt. He was just standing on the stairs holding it, and Paul gave him the boot. But shortly after, the patriarchy screwed themselves and got caught, and they got the boot. And so then we got a true one-on-one match till Nick Wayne tried to come back, but Nana chased him off with a pipe.
Chased him off with the pipe.
that was awesome.
Tremendous, dude. Tremendous.
Absolute awesome finish. Where Swerve hit the house call off the spear.
Yeah.
Then hits the stomp and then another house call. That was a beautiful, just finish him. And he just went bam, 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 and just, man, that was so good. Swerve getting the win, no surprise to anybody there, but that was a damn good match. And then Anarchy in the arena. Justin Roberts said it best. Welcome to the shit show. The best part was everybody getting on the mic to argue what music to play. And then Bryan Danielson says, it's time to play the best theme ever in professional wrestling. And Europe's The Final Countdown's playing. And then Nicholas gets on the mic and says, that's costing us $200,000. Turn it off.
I think that was Matt. I think it was Matt. Said that. Yeah.
I wonder if he's shoot.
I would love to go in depth on this match, but we really don't have time.
Yeah, we're out of time.
Really got to cover King and Queen of the Ring before Raw starts, and we're running out of time. I loved it. It's probably my favorite Anarchy in the Arena ever. Like, so many memorable spots. Like, I went back. I went back and rewatched this match this afternoon, like, because I liked it. I enjoyed it that much last night. Like, it's just freaking Anarchy in the Arena was amazing. I think it was my favorite Anarchy in the Arena ever.
Scapegoat, short bus, Tony Khan rolling down the stage.
Jack Perry getting set on fire.
Darby Allin upside down getting super kicked with tack infused pumps.
Yeah, as MK said, please help Darby, as the crowd chanted. So
did you see Darby's face from afterwards? Ooh.
Not as bad as I expected, to be perfectly honest.
But not good either. The Elite.
Apparently he's okay. He went, like, they were worried he was hurt, and he got checked out. According to Alvarez, he got checked out of the hospital, and he was deemed to be okay.
No extra people.
The main injury is
Adam Copeland. Yeah,
is Adam Copeland, unfortunately.
Nobody helping anybody here. It's just a straight win for the Elite, and they kicked some ass tonight. It was a damn good, crazy ass match. Yes, we have 3 minutes to talk about King and Queen of the Ring, which was a good show.
Yeah.
Becky Lynch and Liv Morgan, we predicted the title change. Both of us did, and that match delivered. It was damn good. They went about 17 minutes. The crowd was alive for the crowd was alive for Gunther, Randy Orton, man. That was awesome to hear them to sing the praises there. I thought the triple threat was good. Obviously the Otis turn is coming, which, you know, he cost Chad basically by not attacking Sammy. He didn't have any problems attacking Bronson, but he could not attack Sammy.
Yeah, there were several storyline points coming out of the King and the Queen of the Ring on Saturday between Dominic accidentally helping Liv Morgan win the title.
Yeah,
when I
we've
really
seen them come out of the same room.
When it was 100% on purpose.
We've seen them come out of the same
Orton's shoulder
room.
being up in the King of the Ring finals.
Woof.
The Otis storyline, Cody's reign continuing. You know,
how about the end of the Nia Jax match? Just that
I loved that. I loved the finish spot.
The Annihilator just bam out of nowhere.
That was tremendous, and I think Nia Jax and Bayley at SummerSlam will be very fun.
It should be.
I think that's going to be a very good match. Like I genuinely really enjoyed King and Queen of the Ring on Saturday afternoon. I thought it was a very good show.
I thought Lyra did very good offensively and put together a good effort, though we knew that Nia was going to win. Nia's in the best shape of her career right now, and I think she well deserved the King of the Ring. Well, what about Triple H not putting the crown or Queen of the What about Triple H not putting the crown on Gunther? Just handed it to him.
He didn't want it.
Oh, Gunther didn't want it?
Gunther had the opportunity to put it on his head. He didn't want to, and I bet he probably told Hunter ahead of time, "Don't put the damn thing on my head." Like I honestly don't know if we'll ever see him wearing the crown. I don't know if it's something he wants to wear. It might be too gimmicky for the Gunther character to wear.
Yeah.
I think he told Triple H ahead of time, "Don't put that damn crown on my head."
I love the speech. I don't care if you think I deserve it. I can't remember what his wording was, but it's like, I don't care what you think I should and shouldn't deserve. Boo. Then we got the main event. Now, I have not watched this yet, but what were your thoughts on Cody Rhodes and Logan Paul? I've heard things, and they've been nothing but great about Logan Paul's.
Great main event. The funniest thing I've seen comments coming out of this is we're years into Logan Paul being a WWE superstar now, and still the general consensus from a large group of people are, "I hate that he's this good. I wanted him to suck." I'm sorry, dude. He doesn't suck. The man was built to be a WWE superstar. Like, love him or hate him, and a lot of people have good reasonings for one side or the other.
Yeah.
But that he gets it. He's putting in the work.
Yep.
He's trying hard, and he deserves to be in the position that he's in right now. He is a bona fide WWE superstar, and he definitely brings a lot of eyes and attention to the WWE product that are there because they tuned in to see Logan Paul, and they made new fans. WWE has made new fans in the process of having him there.
Exactly.
It's win-win for both sides.
Exactly. Well, Monday Night Raw is about ready to kick off. We're going to get Gunther kicking things off. Braun Strowman, JD McDonough, Ricochet, Ilya Dragunov, Creed Brothers against AOP, a few surprises, and then the main event, Becky Lynch, Liv Morgan inside a steel cage. We have made it to 7 o'clock. Matt made it. Good job.
I did.
Thank you for tuning in. Follow Matt on the Twitter, Raw of Showtime. He might be live tweeting. He may not be. He's not feeling that well.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be tonight, to be perfectly honest.
I got to do a college football video game podcast literally in minutes, so I am probably going to be tape delayed, but I might still be on Twitter. I might watch Raw later tonight. I'm not sure. We'll figure it out, but have yourselves a good week. Enjoy it. We'll be back at you next week with some more developments, hopefully some good news on Adam Copeland and where we lead as we head towards Forbidden Door and Clash at the Castle. All both coming up very soon, much sooner than you think. For Matt Black, this is Jeremy Bennett. Thank you for tuning in to Lost the Midcard, and we'll catch you later.